So yo, and welcome back to AnythingEverything, and in today's video is quick fire Premier League predictions. Now the reason why they're quick fire is because the Premier League starts in literally 1 hour and I want to get this video out. It'll probably be out roughly 3 o'clock, I'm guessing. I will only be doing the top 6 and the bottom 3, but in the comments below I will write my full 20 on how I think the Premier League is going to pan out this season. Firstly, go subscribe to my second channel. I'm going to be talking about a lot of things on there, mostly to do with football, mostly to do with mixed martial arts. There will be a few other things, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So make sure you go to subscribe to that new channel. Secondly, one thing that I want to talk about, as you can see, quality-wise, I'm not happy with this quality. But I need to realize that I can't get the quality I want until I go out, buy the equipment, and have a little nice setup. As you can see, the setup here right now isn't perfect, not by a long shot. I do not want to be doing this. It's just a rushed thing. I'm using cardboard boxes and stuff to hold my microphone. So I am going to have a setup that will allow me to produce better content and more content. So bear with me on that. I need to educate myself on a few things, how to get a few things working. Now, without further ado, let's get started. I think number 20th is going to be West Brom. Obviously, they're coming up from the Championship. After getting promoted, they've done well. They've got a few players that are decent. They've got players like Higazi, who's been in the Premier League before, but I do not think they have enough quality to stay in the Premier League. I think the Premier League will be too much for them. Bilic is a good manager. I don't think he's going to be able to keep them up. He's obviously, I think, got 1 year remaining on his contract. I think they're keeping their eyes open on new managers potentially, just in case Bilic has a mare in the season, and I don't think he'll stay for long. I think West Brom will be going down this season. 19th, I think it's going to be Fulham, another team that's come up from the Championship. I think they're going back down. I've just looked at the lineup against Arsenal and Mitrovic isn't starting. I think that's probably a fitness issue, maybe fixture congestion. We'll look into that more. But I just don't think they've got the full team there available and squad-wise to keep up in the Premier League this season. I think they've got a few good players. They've got Kiani, they've got Seri, they've got Mitrovic, a few players that are capable of playing in the Premier League. But I do not think it's going to be enough, and I think they will be going down. I think they needed more time. I do think that Mitrovic is a 50-50. He can be an amazing striker. He can be someone who changes games for the worse with his disciplinary record. I do think he's going to do well this season, but I don't think it's going to be enough to keep Fulham up. And lastly, the last team I think is going to get relegated, which I had a toss-up, it was out of Brighton and Aston Villa. I've gone with Aston Villa. Now, obviously, they've signed Watkins, and he will need to produce goals if they are going to stay up this season. Watkins needs to score goals. So does Wesley. One of them needs to score more goals because Aston Villa did not have the firepower last season. Whether they keep Grealish or not will be interesting to see come to the end of the window. Obviously, it's still open right now. I do think they will. I think that will help their chances of staying up. I think it's out of them or Brighton to go down. I am going with Aston Villa. I do think Aston Villa, on paper, their defence is quite decent, but for some reason, it never materialises in the game. So I do think Aston Villa will be going down. Next, the big boys, top 6. There are 3 battles. I've been changing non-stop. 1st and 2nd, 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th. 5th and 6th is between Arsenal and Tottenham for me. I do think Tottenham will finish 6th. The reason being, I think an injury to Harry Kane or Son is going to be detrimental to their season. They're going to have a lot of games there in the Europa League, obviously. I think Mourinho's going to want a trophy, so he's going to focus elsewhere in cup competition, and it's going to lead to inconsistency in the league. They made some good signings this season. Doherty, they've obviously signed Lo Celso from his loan deal. And they've also signed Hoscherberg from Southampton, who's a very, very good ball-winning midfielder. I don't think it's going to be enough. Like I said, I think the injury, I know they've been linked with Belotti, hasn't materialised yet. They might still get him. That might change my opinion. But at the moment, as things stand right now, I think Tottenham will finish 6th. And that's purely because Jose will try to hunt down a trophy in a cup competition and bring silverware to Spurs. And 5th, obviously, Mikel Arteta. I like him. I've been saying to a lot of my Arsenal fans, he does have something special about him. Now, I'm not going to say he's going to go on to win the league, but at the moment, he came in, he won the FA Cup, he grounded Arsenal, he made them hard to play against, especially against the big teams. Where he will have to do better is against the smaller teams. Can he make Arsenal consistent against the smaller teams? Defensively, they look more secure. That will probably help. And I do think Mikel Arteta will push Arsenal and make them a better team, but they will need time to grow. They've got a lot of young talent. They've got a lot of players that need to mould into Arteta's way of playing, and he probably needs to get a few more players in for his style of play. It's tricky though. Aubameyang, he hasn't signed a contract yet. I do think he will. but he's at an age where he might miss out on Arsenal's potential glory era. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the players and the Arteta mould, and he will need a few years to develop the team. Aubameyang will probably miss out on that just purely because he's age. He can't keep playing at this level forever, and he is getting on years, so that is a shame basically, because Aubameyang, as a striker of his quality, he deserves to be winning trophies. But yeah, Arteta done amazing last season, came in, steadied the ship, still inconsistencies in the Premier League, still had some rocky results, done better in the cup competitions. I do think they're going to finish 5th. I do think they're going to have a very good season, but I think they're just going to miss out on top 4. 4th and 3rd, toss up. You probably say who? You probably should know. Chelsea or Manchester United. Now, both teams have been spending quite big this season. For me, one's warranted. Chelsea haven't spent. Net spend is 200 something million. 4th lowest, I think, out of the top 6 teams. So for me, it's warranted. We spent lower than Arsenal, we spent lower than United, spent lower than City when it comes to net spend within the last 5 years. United have got a team on their hand. That midfield will look dangerous. Van der Beek, Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, if they get them playing together and playing well, it's going to be a nightmare to play against. When you put on top of that Mason Greenwood, Rashford, Martial, the striking power, the only problem with them is they are inconsistent at times. They go on these patches where they score lots and lots of goals and then they go dry for a little while. Now they still might be adding Jadon Sancho, more firepower. Remains to see whether they're going to meet the 100 million that Dortmund's asking for. I think they're going to go for it. Who knows? If they get Jadon Sancho, it might change my opinion a little bit more. Chelsea, we've spent a lot as well. I feel like it's deserved. We spent on Havertz, Werner, Chilwell, Thiago Silva. I'm missing Ziyech. We got so many new signings. It's 50-50 for me though. They could perform. They might need time. And the reason why I think Chelsea isn't going to go anywhere further than 3rd or 4th, we haven't got the defence. The defence needs to be strengthened. I like what we've done. We've dealt with the attack. Next couple of seasons, we can start dealing with the defence. And we'll see where we go from there. But at this point in time, I'm going to back my boys to finish 3rd. And I'm going to go Manchester United 4th. Now, heart and head, who knows if that's a combination. I do think Manchester United is stronger than us in defence. I do feel like we've got a similar attack. I feel like we might edge it, and midfield-wise, I feel like we've got a similar midfield. I think they might edge it in terms of firepower, but the quality of midfielders that we've got, and I think it's going to be a close one, but I'm going to go Chelsea 3rd, Man United 4th. 1st or 2nd, and this one I've been changing my mind so much. Man City, Liverpool, Man City, Liverpool, Liverpool, Man City, Liverpool, Man City. I've been changing my mind. Let me give you my mindset behind the reason why I've changed my mind so many times. Liverpool now, they've been going strong for 2 seasons. They chased Man City all the way and then they end up losing 2 seasons ago. Last season, obviously, they just smashed the Premier League out the waters. Manchester City also did that for their, not first 2 seasons under Pep, but 2nd and 3rd season. Then this season, which was last season, they fell off. They fell off. Is it time that Liverpool will fall off? I don't know. And that's the reason why I think Manchester City might edge it. On the other hand, the reason why I think Liverpool might edge it, they've got their squad, they know how to play, there's not really been that many changes, they still might get Thiago, which is going to be a big signing. And not only that, we've never really seen Pep fail and come back. We see him at Barca, had it all his own ways. Last season was a bit dodgy, went over to Bayern, he won the league every season, there was no problem there. He came to Man City, he had a very, very bad first season. What did he go and do? The next 2 following season, he spent 400 million, improved his squad, bought centre-backs, full-backs, attackers, midfielders, goalkeepers. But he hasn't done that this time around. Can Pep fight back and produce something when he hasn't invested massively into the squad? Now, he still might get some players. I heard he's still linked with Koulibaly. Maybe he goes out and gets them. Maybe he might change my mind. However, will Pep bounce back is one of the questions, and that's why I've been 50-50 of it. Will Liverpool finally burn out? Will Pep be able to fight back? Pep's still got an amazing squad. He should be able to get stuff out of them. They lost Silva, but they've got Phil Foden to come in and step into the hold. Obviously, different parts in their career, but Phil Foden is a wonderful talent. They obviously lost Sane and they brought in Torres. Different quality as well. It should be interesting. I think I'm going to go with...
A few moments later.
I'm going to go with Manchester City to win the league. I'm going to do it. I think Pep's going to do it. Barely. I think both teams are going to drop off. They're not going to be as good as they once was. And it will lead to the other top 6 teams, or top 4, I should say, bridging the gap between them. I think Manchester City and Liverpool will have a dogged out season. I think it's going to go back and forward, back and forward. I think teams are going to drop points quite frequently, and we shall see who wins it. But I'm going Manchester City. Make sure to leave in the comments below your predictions. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. I will be producing a lot more content. Like I said, go subscribe to my other channel. I will be making content around football this year on this channel. I have got a few FIFA 21 videos coming out. I don't know whether it's going to be rubbish or not. We shall see together. If it's good, I'll carry on playing, making content. If it's not, I might skip it, move on, find another game to play. But this is AnythingEverything. Hopefully I get the predictions right. Like I said in the comments below, I will write down my full 20. This is AnythingEverything. Learn, change, and entertain.